So I was acting reckless and then stopped the video. So now here's the second part. So I guess we're gonna two birds with one stone. Okay, anyways. Interesting that judgment came out after the tower. It's because how do I put this? If there's any growth that you've been avoiding, any lessons that have been repeating themselves, but sometimes we're a little hard-headed, me too. Them bitches are about to come crashing down on our heads. The state that the world is in right now is we need everybody to get on point. We need everybody to start listening to their higher self. So if you're not listening to your higher self, your ego is going to be in control of what's happening. And as we know, the ego is only self-serving. Now, it's not always bad to be self-serving, but when your ego is in control all the time, you are not going to be able to see the bigger picture of things. You will not be able to gain perspective except for only on the level of material things. Does that make sense? So if your ego is only able to help you survive, how else are you going to be able to see outside of just survival? I don't know if I'm making sense. We have to ascend. We can't just be stuck in our lower selves all the time. It works together. Yes, we're in a human body, we're in muggle suits, but there's more to us than just this flesh. And if you ask me personally, I think it's always about finding a balance, about healing, reworking, restating, I am. Healing, reworking, restating, I am. It's like a never-ending process, and each process is a level up, a level up. But if you're choosing to stay here when you know you could be there, that is a choice. People that don't know they're living in a certain state don't know until they know. But if you're here, you know. So get on it. Anyways, let's get some it. But what I was going to tell y'all after that that thing happened when I pressed the button, Mother of Swords, Temperance, Four of Cups, and Four of Swords. Okay? It's going to be a lot of right now there just has to be patience and trust in the process itself. You're not going to be able to know, but trust your sight. Trust your sight. Rest. Sorry, I live on this busy street. Four of Cups is an interesting card because it's kind of like regret. Like it's almost like you always want what you don't have. Like that's the feeling I get, Take this time to find gratitude in the rest or in the place you are. And just sit there. And just sit there. Just sit in this. And see what comes to you, what truths come to you in that time. Okay? And be patient. It's okay to sit in the dark for a little bit. It's okay. And most importantly, protect that rest space. Don't let everybody just have access to you. Protect your rest space. Are you going to help me ascend? Are you helping me grow? Can this wait? Could this have been an email? Think about it. Let's pull some advice at Earth Warriors. But I think let's pull one more card. Let's just pull one more card from our Unknown Tarot. Pull one more card. Can we get some advice, ancestors? 9 of Wands. Now in this card, 9 of Wands is a staircase leading somewhere. Typically, 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. You know, you're tired. It's like, I'm doing this. But here, these are the steps to ascension. Shadow work is not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to face yourself. It's not easy to face your flaws. It's not easy to face people that you truly, truly love who haven't faced their flaws and realizing, damn, you let somebody take the wheel of your own damn life. And it's hard to tell yourself that sometimes, you know? But when you tell yourself and when you take those steps, you take that ownership, you hold yourself accountable, you start doing what you're supposed to do, you start taking steps, you move forward. The Chariot comes in. What's next? What's our mission? You know what I'm saying? What seeds are we planting? Let's get to work. We're not going to move too fast, though. Because what's mine is always mine. It's always protected. But we're going to slow our roll real quick. We're going to get focused. And we're going to focus on working. You feel me? We're going to be patient. We're going to do this work. Okay, so last, we got my Earth Warriors. Because, you know, I feel like we need to ground ourselves. I feel like, oh shit. We're going to ground ourselves. Get one card. Panthera, the precious and rare. Next to the medicine of the rainbow jaguar, Ixchel. So I don't know if a lot of you have been seeing panthers. So I don't know if that confirms something for you, but hey, look it up. This is the card that came out. This was at the bottom of the deck. Let's read them both. Okay, sorry. Took me a minute because I had to get them. So, first of all, right off the bat, I love that this is card 13, which corresponds with the death card, right? But look at it closely. Like, don't you just feel like this whole center, this whole part, like this whole center of you, what is that? Like, that looks like the heart, the sacral, like all of it has to be just almost like reborn or like shifted in some way. Medicine of the rainbow jaguar. Right? Many of us are supposed to be creating something to make the world better, but something's been holding us back. Take the time to go within and get the answers that you need. Whatever it is that you're supposed to contribute to this, to the healing of the world, it's already within you. Okay? Let's read that card first. Number 13. Medicine of the Rainbow Jaguar, Ixchel. Ixchel protects you now as you transition from one life phase to the next. With her rainbow light, this guardian goddess instructs you on how to use great power with wisdom to nourish only what is worthy. Using Jaguar medicine with perfect timing, she confronts that which is unworthy of her devotion, eradicating destructive forces and creating space for healing, relief, and rebirth. Her presence is the wild power of the Jaguar, the renewal promise of the rainbow and the divine feminine creativity. All darkness shall be overcome. You are going through a transition. Cultivate hope and stay true to your intentions. Let nothing divert you from your true path. If you have a new project, vision, or lifestyle that you are seeking to bring into the world, Ixchel is guiding and guarding you for a healthy birth. She also brings a message that there are times when fierceness is necessary. It is important that you cut off negative sources completely at this time and do not allow yourself to be used or exploited. This is not the time to indulge someone else's ego or go against your own inner knowing or in order to give someone the benefit of the doubt. Trust your instincts and break immediately from what isn't right for you. This will bring you new opportunities and situations that are worthy of your passionate devotion. Ixchel, goddess of the rainbow light, is responsible for sending rain to nourish the crops, ensuring fertility and life. She overturns her divine womb and allows sacred life-giving rain to fall into the soul, promoting growth. The rainbow light of Ixchel is an oracle of renewal. This is your sign that all is in accord with life, that new beginnings shall stem from the past, that there is power to create, and that what is beautiful, necessary, and healing shall flow to you, and through you into the world. Ixchel holds Jaguar medicine. Ixchel thrives in many environments, being able to climb, run, and swim. Because of its mastery over height, distance, and water, it is said at a spiritual level to hold power throughout all dimensions. Its medicine brings the ability to move in darkness without fear, to see clearly through chaos, to evade and to destroy. Jaguar medicine is fierce, decisive, powerful, and irreversible. Ixchel brings you this medicine now for your own soul journey. A definitive conquering of darkness is at hand. I love this. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. Ixchel's teachings include her story of falling passionately in love with a man who did not respect her. Eventually, to get away from him, she shapeshifted into a jaguar, becoming invisible whenever he sought her out. In this way, she evaded him and saved herself, and the world which relied upon her bounty and vitality from destruction. Ixchel teaches us of the need to confront what isn't working in our lives, including the influence of negative people, honestly, without fear or compromise. Jaguar is not a halfway medicine. If we allow unworthy influences to take up residence in our minds, our hearts, our souls, even just a little, they will eventually be our undoing, eroding our happiness, self-esteem, vitality, and ability to fulfill our passionate purpose. Ixchel brings Jaguar to remind us that exploitation, abuse, and disrespect are unacceptable and must be dealt with effectively, according to correct timing and with absolute certainty in our hearts. This is not about harming another, but about cutting off their influence on our souls. Jaguar medicine is a great power and can be used for good or ill. Purity of heart and mind becomes increasingly important as spiritual power grows. Make yourself unavailable to negativity, gossip, or ill will in any way. Seek out the honest and the constructive. Share your power and devotion judiciously and only with that which serves your true values. I almost feel like you don't need me to read Panthera, but I will. Okay, so that was Ixchel, y'all. You ready? Boundaries in place. You ain't good for me, ha! You bad for me, bah! You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see what number 30 is. First of all, first thing I'm drawn to is Not only that panther, but that butterfly, like this theme of just transformation. Like, are y'all ready to start your new journey and your path? Are you ready to cut off all of those cords that are no longer serving you? You may not be, but you don't have a choice. There's the card. Look at that. Look at that. It's like so powerful, yet so soft, so fierce, yet so calm. Number 30. The precious and rare. Our faith and optimism are not meant to make us complacent, but rather to encourage us to believe that our action in the world will have a positive and real effect. There are situations where your voice, your courage, and your fearless determination are needed. You will make a difference. Cast helplessness or despair aside and find the fighter within. Fight for that which needs defending with all of your heart. Do not yield. You have the strength to handle any challenge, even in the ones that intimidate you. You may feel that you are alone in the fight sometimes, but there are forces of good in spirit and upon the earth that are fighting with you, supporting you, believing in you, assisting you, and championing your success. It may not always feel like it, but you are not in this alone. There is help at hand to uncover a hidden piece of information which will allow truth and justice to prevail. Do not give up on yourself or the divine. You are not overreacting or making things seem more important than they are in truth. When, in the face of possible loss, something deep in our soul recoils in horror, it is a sign that something is not right. It is not a sign that we are too attached or not trusting enough in the divine to figure everything out. It is a sign that we must fight to safeguard what would otherwise perish. We are not here to be passive consumers of whatever the dominant mainstream consciousness tries to enact in the world. We are here to be the embodiment of loving consciousness, to be the fearless, determined enactors of wisdom. We are here to educate, to inform, to rebel and refuse, to speak up, to make waves, and to honor the light in such a way that we protect and preserve what has real value in this world. The body, the earth, and her creatures are not illusions. Saying that they are not real is not spiritual wisdom. That is an unholy deception perpetuated by the forces that don't want sacred activists derailing their devastating behaviors that place profit above all else. Those of the Matses tribe of South America are known as the Jaguar people. Exposure to outside influences and grabs for their land have changed their economy, introduced diseases, and challenged the continuing existence of their culture. Their innate spiritual right to live as they choose has been violated. Short-sightedness, such as in the exploitation of their lands for financial greed, is never part of the divine plan. We know this because the pure of heart recoil in horror and disgust at such events. We must not fall prey to the dark deception that tries to make us accept what is unacceptable by falsely attributing it to the divine. The recoil of the heart lets us know that the divine is not in that situation and has not created that situation. It has been created through the operation of darkness in the misuse of human free will. The divine is very much needed to correct and restore the situation before negative use of free will creates the irreversible damage. We have the power to evoke protective, oopsie, that protective and corrective divine presence through the wise use of our own free will, which involves taking conscious action whilst praying for courage, inspiration, assistance, and protection. Such sacred activism builds self-esteem and boosts our belief in what is possible for wise and courageous people to create together. We become unwilling to be hoodwinked or to be made to feel impotent in the face of unjust destruction. Instead, we rally and we rise. We gain energy and we become fierce with divine healing energy. Treasuring what is sacred, original, and worth preserving in human culture is part of our task as those who are aware enough to recognize it. One of the tribal wisdoms of the Matses people is that the best way to contribute is to do what one does best. There will be many who want to stop you, and yet black jaguar, a rare variant of the panther species of South America, brings the medicine of fearlessness and willingness to act, the ability to discover hidden knowledge and unravel secrets. The Matses and the black jaguar are rare and endangered, unique treasures upon this earth. Their presence in our consciousness reflects the conversation taking place between our soul and the Divine Mother. She knows how to heal any ills within her realm. All we need to do is follow the urgings of our heart with confidence, and all that we need to know will be imparted so that her beautiful will can be brought to bear. Y'all ready? Let's get it. I'll see you next time. Sending lots of love, mwah, 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 lots of hugs, and just know we're about to get through this. Let's get to work. Love you. Bye.